Can I ask you guys a question, a Bible question?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys use the New World Translation. I used to read the New World. I mean, I still kind of read it, but I don't read it to get any type of spiritual help from it. I read other Bible translations. Honestly, for me, I don't. The New World Translation is just I mean, you could barely call it a translation, in my opinion. Obviously, Jehovah's Witnesses, they believe that it's the truth. They believe that it's the most accurate translation. I disagree. But I have a question. When I read the New World Translation, in the New Testament, the word Jehovah appears, right?
Yes.
And in the appended section, the reasoning for that is they say that the divine name was removed from the ancient text, right? You agree?
From a lot of translations.
Right, okay, that's not true. So my question is that if that's the case, I have two questions for that. Number one, what is the Greek rendering of the divine name? And number two, which manuscripts possess the divine name?
Well, that's a very interesting question, and I don't have the answer for you exactly right now. But I mean, if I do more research on it, I'm sure I can come up with an answer for you.
Right.
We take it from a lot of different translations. There's the Leningrad Codex, is one of the translations that we compared it with, and there's also old scrolls that they found that they've been copied and recopied and translated into different languages. Even the King James Version had a version of Jehovah's name in it, but they replaced it with Lord. There's maybe 2 occurrences in the King James translation that it appears in, but it's always been there. But a lot of Bible translations just take it out and they replace it with Lord or God. They just replace it with a title instead of His name. That's what it is.
Codex Leningratis is a codex. It's a codex, but nowhere in the entirety of Codex Leningratis does the divine name appear in the Greek New Testament. And then also, what you said about the King James Bible, that's wrong. The King James Bible was authorized in 1611, and from 1611 all the way up until now, there hasn't been a single King James Bible where the Tetragrammaton appeared in the New Testament. Remember I said the New Testament?
Mm-hmm.
So your information is correct. Where did you get your information?
We got our information from different translations that we studied over the years. And like I said, in the King James translation in Psalm 83:18, it does say Jehovah.
Psalm 83:18, Genesis 22, Exodus 3.
And it specifically says
Isaiah.
Jehovah, even in those translations. Right. However, in the later translations of the King James Version, they've actually taken out and replaced it with Lord.
Again, you're incorrect, because the King James Bible, it still contains a divine name in those places where you mentioned.
I'm talking about some versions of the King James Version. I have seen other ones myself that I've seen at thrift stores and stuff that people have taken, and I specifically looked for it and saw that it was replaced in some of those versions. So
that's not true. You're incorrect.
No, I have actually seen it myself. I went to a thrift store and I actually picked up a later version of King James, not from 1633, but a more modern version, and it was.
Maybe you're mistaking it for the American Standard Version, because the American Standard Version does possess the divine name in every single place in the Old Testament, but not in the New Testament. The only one that uses the divine name in the New Testament is the New World Translation. You're incorrect. There is not a single King James Bible that the divine name was there and then it was removed later. That's wrong.
Actually, like I said, I did pick one up at a thrift store. I just picked up to look at it. It was a King James version, later version, and it was taken out. So they're not all in all the King James versions. The later translations, they have taken it out of the King James as well. So it's not there. They're trying to bury God's name, but He's always wanted people to use His name.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, just look into it. I was in the 7-Eleven, but just look into it. The divine name doesn't appear in any Greek text, not even in the Kingdom Interlinear. It doesn't appear, and there's no evidence in any manuscript that shows that the divine name was removed. So that's actually
I've seen churches. I've passed by churches in Los Angeles that had Hebrew, Arabic writing on it, and it is the translation of God's name on some churches. So I've seen
in Hebrew.
In Hebrew.
The New Testament was written in Koine Greek. I'm not talking about the Hebrew text.
I thought you were talking about the original Hebrew.
No, I kept on saying the New Testament. The New Testament. The divine name doesn't appear.
Yeah, that's Greek Aramaic, and actually there have been some instances there have been Greek. There have been what's the word I'm looking for? not translations. There have been other instances where I have seen God's name from Old Testament and New Testament. I don't know exactly what translation you're talking about because
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm not talking about a translation. I'm talking about the Greek text. The Greek text, like in the appendix section of the New World Translation, it makes a claim. I'm not talking about the Old Testament. I'm talking about the New Testament. It makes a claim that the divine name was removed from the Greek text. That's what it says. There is not a single Greek text in existence in history. No, there's no evidence that the divine name was removed because the divine name doesn't appear in the Greek text. Even the Greek Septuagint, which is a Greek translation of the Old Testament, it uses Lord or Kyrios. It uses Kyrios in place of the divine name. So nowhere in any Greek text, Old and New Testament. Yeah.
You said you have witnesses that are relatives. Ask one of your relatives to give you a copy of a brochure. It's called The Divine Name. And inside that brochure, you can see all the different instances, and you can see proof from manuscripts, from historians, things that they've all picked up and found, where it is the divine name mentioned all throughout.
In the Greek text.
Yes.
No, in the Greek text.
In the Greek text as well. So
Okay, my aunt, her children are Bethelites. My aunt, her children are Bethelites.
Okay.
She's very knowledgeable.
Mm-hmm.
She agreed that the divine name, there is no evidence for the divine name in the Greek text. So my aunt is very knowledgeable. Her husband gives talks on the Trinity, obviously refuting the Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
So she's very knowledgeable. Her children are very knowledgeable in the things of the organization. And she agrees with me. So
if you're coming to me
yeah.
and you've already talked to her,
Yeah.
what's the point of telling me the same thing that you've already told her? Are you trying to test me, or is that what the purpose was?
I'm trying to see if another Jehovah's Witness agrees, right? Because that's a big claim, right? Wouldn't you agree that that's a big claim?
Mm-hmm.
So if I make a claim, I have to be able to provide evidence,
Yes,
correct?
you do.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that is a claim, that is a possibility. However, that's a possibility and that's a claim with no evidence. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But you said that there is a king.
That's
you-
what I've seen.
You said that you've seen
I've
it.
seen some, yeah.
Okay, that King James Bible that possesses the divine name in every single place where Lord is used in the Old Testament.
No, I didn't say that I saw it every
Yeah.
single place. I
Yeah.
said that a lot of places where they put Lord and God is because they've removed the divine name itself and they've replaced it with a title, is what I'm saying.
And they removed it, like in one Bible it existed and then in another it
Later
didn't.
forms it could have. In the
Okay.
King James itself,
Yeah.
there's only